good song too, by the way. The new work is my heart. But for months, I've put off writing this email to the mayor, and finally this morning I just sent it. It had a lot to do with, like, I kind of felt that this was coming up this week anyway. I kind of thought maybe it was last week, but it wasn't. But anyway, and this morning, you know, the last of my hip pain, hopefully, I think it was really, really quite painful, really bad this morning. So, and I know it's an issue with moving forward. So, yeah, I did that. I have to make this super quick because I just looked at the time and I've got half an hour before a massage. So that'll help anyway. But I think I needed to do this, you know, to move forward with my hip. So this is the first time getting up since I just sat there for, I don't know, it felt like an hour, writing this whole everything, pouring my heart out to the mouth. I don't know if you can see this, but at the moment, so this is the hip that I fell off a horse when I was 12-ish. And basically it needs to go back in here a little bit. So I'm going to do this while I say that I poured my heart out to the mayor. And the end, I've ended it with, from my heart to yours, because I put my heart into this life. I put my heart into trying to do what's good for everybody. And I just know the universe is thanking me and giving me all the gifts that it's given me because of it. And I know that when they read it, I know that the issues, the parking fines will just disappear because, there was another reason I forgot to add. Like, they're always taking up all the car parks anyway. Like, they want to tell me that the crime that I'm doing is inhibiting other people from using the parks. Try not to let everybody know exactly where I live. It's probably a bit hard to now. But check that out. Why is a business allowed to do that? Council staff do it all the time as well. This one is for the business that's next to the park. And I'm not having a go at them, obviously. I'm not going to go out there on the street and go, hey, you're taking up all these car parks. What are you doing? I'm not going to go ranting. I'm not going to be a Karen. Go to the council. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, no. It's been hard for me to send the message to them and start a conversation because I know that it could flare up things. And especially because the last conversation I had with the head of parking, I basically told him, well, you're giving me no option. I might as well go and kill myself. Hung up the phone to him. No one calls. Nothing. Never heard from them again. Still ended up getting parking fines, obviously. Parking at the front of my house. I've asked for an option, a permit or something. There's other cars that park around here that have always parked around here. Anyway. Hopefully this should clear it. So, I guess, actually I'll look around. Yeah, it does feel a bit better than it did, actually. It's sort of less shooty down here and just a little bit in here where it's probably coming from. So hopefully my remedial therapist can fix it. So I better quickly go. didn't come in on here to dance today. Well, kind of, yes and no. I don't want to sit down for long because, yeah, I did get my massage. And, yeah, I definitely feel better. We shifted a lot of stuff. But, yeah, maybe it's gone like a little bit further in, like it's gotten smaller. I guess I'll show you with my actual body. Yeah, so I guess the pain's gone from being like, for this one that was, if you're following along at home, the day when I had a bit that sort of shifted back into place, it's probably about here, and so it sort of left a bit of a painful spot in here. So that's sort of moving along quite nicely. We got that out, but more so down in the hip. So yeah, so now that's kind of that pain. Obviously you'll see, I just mentioned earlier, that it was like, yeah, really quite in here. It needs to be pulled back, but it's sort of, now it's moved like from like here to maybe into like here. And like I said, even the pain that was in here, it sort of moved into the center a little bit more, which is good, I guess. Everything needs to be central for clearing. So that being said as well, I guess I've recently learnt from my awesome friend Carmela, who I reckon before the New Year's we might do an interview by then. Maybe not. We might not be organised enough by then. Anyway, yeah, so I learnt that the anus, the exit valve, is basically the entrance of the underworld, and well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Like, light comes in, it does its thing in our vessel, and it comes out. And that's the toroidal field that we experience of flow. So it makes sense that everything needs to be in the center for it to process properly. Yeah, so obviously this connects to the issue in here, which connects up into the issue in here. So we got that, and I just, yeah, so now it's up, like I said, I don't really want to sit down because now it just needs to be moved. Because, yeah, most of our pains, you know, are weaknesses. We haven't used our human body. We've used, what do I call it? You know, the corporate greed is what I really call it. It's all we've been a part of, you know. We're all constantly doing things for business's sake, or, you know, for image sake, all those things, and we're not actually doing anything for our physical body, our vessel, you know, not just on the physical levels, on the spiritual levels, and it causes the weaknesses, which causes the pains, it causes dis-ease. Anyway, I'm not really great at explaining these things, which, you know, if you're watching this, you'll probably already know that, but I'm getting a lot better. And it's just the fact that, you know, our words, that our world has been manipulated by someone else. could say so much about that, but I kind of wanted to keep this brief to my, you know, how I'm healing myself. So, yeah, so at the moment, at this present moment, I can really feel everything in my core kind of like, yeah, this needs to adjust. And like basically, like I said, this needs to come twist back into here, but this also needs to go back into here, if that makes sense. So it's kind of a, you know, it's a big thing. It's not easy, and I'm getting there. Like I said, there is quite a little bit of pain in that little back there bit at the moment, but it's shrinking, and that's just, and then it can disappear. That as well, I love doing qigong at Way of the Rainbow camps on Sunday morning. Um, Sammy holds an amazing qigong class. And yeah, like so amazing that a lot of the time, at the end of them, I kind of just get to a point where I don't really need to do it. I end up kind of just standing there and just sort of doing my little thing because I'm like, my energy's all clear. It's all good. All given back to Mother Earth. But yeah, so I just love, I don't know how to do it all. Obviously, I'm not the qigong person, but just the you know, the whooshing it all down, giving it back to Earth, you know, whatever way you can. Like, you know, you don't even have to be an expert at these things, but obviously, you get more out of them when you're doing things with a, you know, experienced facilitator. But you know, we have our intuition. We are our healers, and I think, you know, when the healing comes from within, it's blasted out, you know, clearing everything in its path from the inside out, and nothing will come back. Whereas, you know, when we do heal sometimes with other people's energy rather than our own energy, they can help, they can, you know, loosen up the problem, you know, like I've had with my Remedial Therapist. You know, he can loosen up the pains, but he can't get to the core and shred all the inner pieces of the main key issue. Because all these things stem from other, you know, the spiritual world and the physical world all lean on each other. And if there's a problem in the spiritual world, then the other falls. If there's this problem in the physical, then the other will fall. And there'll be a, you know, be an obvious issue. Obviously, the spiritual one is not so obvious unless you're in the spiritual, but yeah. I think that covers basically everything except cacao. I had a beautiful cup of cacao before, and yeah, it definitely helps afterwards to get all the flowing, and I need to go for a long walk to get this strength moving, and yeah. I hope this was helpful. I do have to work on ending the videos better because I'm kind of like, quick, get me out of here, because I hate public speaking. I know, like, why am I on YouTube if I'm doing public speaking, but because I know my path, you know. I guess I could say God told me. I could say my higher self told me. I could say whatever, but it is that piece of oneness that we all hold that is just like overrides everything else I want in life. And it's just throughout my whole life, it's just gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. So I really, 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 from the bottom of my heart, I really do hope that you've gotten something out of this, and you have some ideas of how you can incorporate using your intuition and the physical endurance or resilience that's needed for us to evolve to the next stages of humanity. And I'm so excited to be here helping us through it, actually. A bit nervous, but that's mainly from the excitement. So, from the bottom of my heart, I hope you enjoy this, and I'll chat soon. See y'all at 10 o'clock.